Thank you very much, Christy Lee. I look around the room. I see, first of all, I notice the chick's not here.
He hasn't been here all day.
So sitting in at the Bob and Tom Sports Desk, this is a thrill.
Yes.
We have the president of Purdue University, former governor. Do we call you Mr. President or Governor? What's the appropriate?
Whatever suits.
Okay, because they're both, I guess, technically
both legal
correct.
as far
Sure,
as
yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Once
President.
governor, always a
How
governor.
about President-Governor? That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is that the guy in Catch-22 named Major? It's Mitch Daniels. Hey, Mitch, how are you?
I am great,
And,
and I appreciate you letting me come by.
Former governor, motorcycle enthusiast, and now university president.
And rum runner.
Yeah, look at this.
What is that? I just walked in. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it looks like a six-pack, yeah.
It's those are the Purdue colors.
Everything big starts, debuts on the Bob and Tom show, doesn't it?
Right.
Absolutely.
All right.
What is that?
Today is the product launch of Boiler Gold, our first Purdue brew.
Is it
And
a
I
beer?
brought you the first. Yes, it's beer.
Oh,
Yes.
You got. There's a I guess you'd say backstory. It's important I tell you. We've got folks on our faculty who've been working with the craft brewery business of the state. So
it's a science.
we got 100. It is. We got 135 at last count craft breweries in the state, and it's putting pressure on the hops. Hops don't naturally grow in the Midwest, so our folks have been figuring out how to do that.
Because you are a great ag school.
So this is locally grown hops with Purdue science in them, and which always a great excuse for me to have a beer of our own. So if you buy the scientific angle, I've been a success.
That's pretty funny. That had to be an interesting pitch when this thing first started. There's probably someone nervously going, I got a kind of a cool idea. We got all these ag scientists around here and all these geniuses. I bet we can out-beer the other beer guys with something with an Indiana twist. And can you hand one of them?
Those are for you.
Oh, great.
Let's see them.
And
those are like kind of like tall boys, aren't they, Christy?
Not quite, but almost.
Yeah.
A little bigger than the...
Okay.
Our friends at the People's Brewing Company in Lafayette. So it's locally grown hops with local Purdue science with a local brewery run by a Purdue graduate.
So you could
Chris
do
Johnson.
a boiler maker.
Yes.
Absolutely,
You
yes.
sure could.
And I bet that will happen.
Oh, I think
Possibly
I
it
bet
has.
it's I think they probably tried that in the. Now, did you have anything to do with the actual? Was there a taste testing thing along the way when they decided? I don't know how they make beer, but I mean,
Well, actually, yes. I mean, I consider myself the quality control officer on this project.
Good.
And so there was some research involved.
Will you be able to get this at Ross-Ade Stadium?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Starting next Friday night.
Oh,
so you said it's just being unveiled today. Where will it be available?
When I leave your palatial studios,
Yes.
I'm headed down to a giant Boilermaker tailgate on Monument Circle from 12 till probably around 3. The team will get there around 2, but there'll be bands, there'll be cheerleaders, and there'll be Boiler Gold.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have to ask: have you ever been able to hit the big drum?
Oh yeah, many times.
No, but seriously, when you first got the gig, I mean, being governor's fairly cool, but was that part of the thing? Listen, I know I have to do some fundraising, but I want to go hit the drum before I start.
I had it written in the contract, actually. I get to hit it anytime I want.
Things going well for you? Everything else happening?
Yeah, we are off to a great start. Second biggest class in Purdue history, biggest in a long time, and yet the quality of the students keeps going up.
Students from all over the world.
Yeah.
All over the world, every state and 70, I think it is, countries.
Did you try to go out and meet some young lady from some, like the only representative of some small country? Do you ever make an effort to talk?
Well,
to
I make an effort to meet every student I can, and I'm out a lot. That's a lot of fun. I have cookouts for them, and I eat in the dining halls when I've got.
Now, when you come out, do you have like a posse, if you will, or do you go out by yourself and someone goes?
I'm a posse-free zone. That was never.
So you're kind of like the Pope. You just show up maybe at a pizza joint.
Is he doing that?
Yeah, he does that occasionally.
He actually did that. That was one of the things that we had a story recently. The Pope said that he kind of missed being anonymous.
Yeah.
So but occasionally he would just put on his street clothes and sneak into this one local pizza parlor.
Yeah.
Somewhere back there's a joke. The Pope walks into a pizza parlor.
Absolutely.
I can't remember how it ends, but
Hey, what's with the hat?
yeah.
Who do you think you are, the
The
Pope?
Pope? Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have a lot of Purdue gear that you have to wear around?
I don't have to, but I like to. Yeah.
Wait, well,
I love that shirt you're
didn't
wearing
see that.
today.
Yeah, I've got you. Got to show the colors, wear the
Very
flag.
sharp.
Thank you.
So, no, once again, Mitch Daniels is here with us, and now the president of Purdue University, and he brought a six-pack of Boiler Gold. Will this be available eventually all over the place?
It says here that it'll be at all the home games and at the 1869 tap room in the Purdue Memorial Union. And then they will distribute six-packs to retailers in Indiana and the Chicago area in time for the holidays.
I think they're
So it's a
going to
great
have to
gift.
crank up.
Yeah.
My friend Rob, who worked on the projects here with me today, said not any surprise really that the phone's been ringing off the wall at people's already this morning.
Sure.
So
I bet.
you remember. You remember in Jaws, you're going to need a bigger boat. I think they're going to need a bigger vat because I think there's going to be a lot of demand.
Because this is a one-of-a-kind thing. I mean, you can get a Purdue T-shirt, Purdue sweatpants, whatever. There was probably a time you could get a Purdue ashtray. I'm guessing that's been phased out.
Don't remember seeing one of those
Now
for a
I
while.
have a Purdue shirt
Yeah?
with the beer on it.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you. One of the first he said.
These are going to be boxed up
Yeah.
under trees
Gold.
People are going to want some to drink and to keep.
for
yeah.
the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hope so. The only disappointment is Chick's out sick or something.
He's sick.
Yeah,
He is.
he's
He is.
sick.
I
He
was
is sick
hoping to
today.
confirm the accuracy of the rumor that after my Thanksgiving visit, I was told he went into turkey farming. He seems. You remember how?
Yeah, he did not go into turkey farming. I hate to tell you. I know he was very excited about
So
that.
he wasn't pretending to be scared to death by.
Yeah. No.
No, he was creeped out. Yeah.
Yeah, he is creeped out by turkeys.
Once again, Mitch Daniels hanging out with us. The new product is a Boiler Gold. Be looking for it for all your favorite Purdue people.
And the big tailgate going on today. You have a big
Monument
game
Circle,
coming up
yeah.
this weekend
Yeah, tomorrow night
at Lucas.
at Lucas against Louisville and the returning Heisman Trophy winner. Mm-hmm. It's in your biz, you'd say it has some interesting storylines. We have a brand new coach, fantastic coach. He's made a huge difference already, but he was a star at Louisville. Grew up in Louisville. His brother was a star at Louisville.
Oh.
And so total coincidence that his first game would be against
Louisville.
alma mater. Yeah.
That is a good story.
So, being governor, you probably got to meet a lot of interesting people. Being president of a university, is it a different group of people that you meet typically?
It's different, but it does have that same quality. And I try to, I thought it was one thing I could do to add a little to the school is I bring a lot of people, or try to, to campus that might not otherwise come through. So we've had, big people from the world of business or literature, a few politicians, some national journalists, things like that.
Any astronauts
Oh
stop
yeah.
by?
Well, nobody's turned out more astronauts than we have. 1/3 of all the American space flights have had at least one Boilermaker on them.
That's impressive.
So it's possible that the first human to step on the moon might be a man or woman from Purdue.
You mean Mars?
What did I say?
Moon?
Sorry.
You've already been there.
Sorry,
Well,
I meant Mars. I'm on cold medication.
The first man on
Don't
the
harass
moon.
me.
The first man on the moon, and we never say last. The most recent man on the moon, Gene Cernan, both were Purdue grads.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, but
Neil Armstrong was from Purdue.
yeah, right. So, and I meant to say Mars. I'm sorry. I'm still
it's all right.
reeling from the Afrin.
And we just one of our young female graduates just made it into the most recent astronaut class. I don't remember the numbers exactly, but it's a big 4 or 5 digit number that
Applied. I
And when
remember
it's,
that.
when it's all boiled down, the class is a small 2-digit number. I don't know.
Great for her. That's awesome.
Yeah, it really
That is.
Yeah, we were talking on kind of a serious level recently about some of the products that have come out of a place like Purdue that end up, like, for example, you pick up your phone and you realize that some engineer at Purdue thought of this thing that's making this work.
Yeah.
And there are just thousands of things like that. And we got into this discussion because we were talking about winning the lottery. I don't know if you've ever considered this. Are you technically ineligible, being the former governor? Did you buy a Powerball ticket?
Well, I never, as far as I know, I'm eligible, but I never have. So
Well, we bought some. In fact, if you'd
Yeah.
like this, Mitch, as a little party gift,
Useless ticket.
Yeah.
I have
it's
this used Powerball ticket. But we were all saying, what would you do if you won the Powerball? And I said I would start a think tank, and then Kristen and I got into kind of an argument.
Well, because I don't understand what a think tank does.
You get people that
And I
are
don't
super
understand-
smart, and you have them think about stuff.
But how does that make money? I don't.
You don't have to make money. That's why you have the $1 billion to start with when you win it. You see, and you just.
But
pay.
I was looking up think tanks, and think tanks do make money. But
Well,
they
some
just
of them.
sit
Well, they
around
make
and
money if
think?
someone thinks of some great idea that kicks back.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking? You know what I'm talking about. Mitch,
You would be someone that would be in a think tank.
you would be.
Yes.
Did you ever
I've
get
been
that
around,
offer?
I've been around a few of them, sure.
Did someone ever offer you that gig? Just come and think about
Actually,
stuff.
I did that. It was you would call it that back a long time ago.
What'd you think of?
Well, you know, at the time, it really was a business. We had to go out and sell contract research.
See?
Somebody had to want to buy, you know, a research that we would do. And
Do you sit in nice lazy boys, or do you sit around a table? I mean, how does that think tank thing work? Do you get to call in from home?
Sure, if that's where you think best. I'm thinking. I think I could probably think pretty well from Tahiti.
The fellow I knew was quite elderly at the time. He said, "What do y'all do when you're not thinking?"
Yeah.
Didn't have an answer for him. But you're right about the great products from Purdue. We're in everything's electronic, things mechanical, and now
Ag stuff,
and now
Oh, beer.
and now
Love
the beer.
it.
This could revolutionize.
So
the
this
beer
is going to
industry.
be an ongoing thing. It's not a one-off product.
Well, I don't think I'm giving away a great secret when I say that if you can have boiler gold,
I know
You
where this
could
is
have
going.
there might be a
Boiler.
stout in the future
Ooh.
Okay.
or something like it.
Okay.
I wouldn't look for boiler red.
Yeah, right.
Oh, what?
What? I'm just saying. This is why they asked Mitch to be in the think tank, not me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Thanks, Mitch. What a
Yeah,
great pleasure.
it's
Everything else
always
going okay
great.
in your life? Having fun?
Yeah. Everything's good, and about to get better the rest of the day.
I got a story.
Yes.
I got
Oh,
a story
cool.
that only you probably will appreciate. But since you're here, I'll tell you. I was talking about the first games that the Colts ever played down in the old Hoosier Dome.
Right.
Remember that? And it was kind of NFL new to Indianapolis, and I had really good seats. And there was a guy sitting about 4 seats in front of us that happened to be the governor at the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Give me a hint.
80, what was it, 84,
84?
85-ish?
Bob Orr.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And the Governor Orr would be there at all the games. And Bob and I were sitting like 3 rows directly behind him. And every once in a while we would go, "Hey, Whitey, sit down."
Bob Orr had very white hair.
He thought that was mildly amusing.
Unlike some of his successors, he
Yeah.
really looked like a governor.
Yeah,
He did look like
was
a
great.
governor.
Talking
Yeah,
about myself.
he took that. He thought that was very
You
humorous.
look like a governor. You're very governorish.
Never thought that. But
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look like a brewer.
Well, I am one now, at least by association.
It's
so.
boiler gold. Now, Josh, I think it really it's kind of incumbent on us at this point to do some kind of end of our show involving the Who.
Yeah.
You've been trying to think of one. Something like he used to be governor, but now you get any ideas at all? Because I got this ready.
Maybe some beer related. Let's see.
Looking for a pun?
Well,
You really put him on the spot. You know
I know.
that,
I've been
right?
trying to think of something maybe involving hops.
oh, right.
Oh, don't look at me. I'm not playing the game. I'm not good at this.
I just don't know. I mean, I feel weird.
Because he's sitting right there.
I know that a fine, esteemed,
Then I'll get out of here and you guys can have some
greatly
fun.
esteemed man.
Former
and here I
governor.
am thinking of prison funds. Well, but I
He
can do
does
it.
have
I
a
can
great
do it.
sense
You
of
got
humor.
one? Okay, I'm ready.
He may have been drinking the Boilermaker Gold beer, but in prison he'll be serving up his Heine.
Thanks for coming for the last time, Mitch. Always a pleasure.